When I was first introduced to the Enneagram, actually, I hated it. A colleague gave me a debrief, and I did not make it easy on him. I fought the results in the whole discussion. I did not like what I heard. I was defensive. And in retrospect, I think I just wasn't ready to hear a lot of the truths that the Enneagram offered me. And I set it aside for 6 months. And then I was working on a project, and I was getting really emotional and taking things really personally. And I noticed that my other colleagues were not. They were dealing with it, managing it much more differently. And there was something that triggered my memory in the debrief that I had about my Enneagram type, which is a type 4, which is an intense creative, can be very emotional, it can be very self-referencing, and it clicked. And I went, I'm making this about me, and I think there's some truth here. I was willing to take the good parts, but I wasn't willing to take the bad parts. I had to really take a good look. And once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. And then
Yeah.
from there, I got super curious.
What, in your view, sets it apart from the other assessments that leaders can really benefit from?
It's a great question. There are Enneagram is so interesting, and in that it's proliferated in all kinds of segments. Like you mentioned, education. There's business. It's used elsewhere in spiritual faith work, and it has really interesting origins. I mean, that go back to sacred geometry, and it has this sort of mystery around it. Um, and there are many different tests within the Enneagram. There's the free online test. There are scientifically validated and reliable tests that you can take around the Enneagram. For example, the IQ9, the integrative Enneagram, that's just one. There are many. That's the one that I happen to be certified in. But what I find is that most of those assessments deal with behavior, but not the motivation that
Mm.
drives the behavior, not the why.